Well, yep, he's a great guy, and he is. I think a good engineer has to be super meticulous and super into the details, and that is what makes him really good. On top of that is the speed in which he can do it.
And the people he can put up with.
Yes, I am sure that is a tricky scenario because there a lot of artists will pay good money to go to a good studio, but that doesn't mean that they know what they're doing. And it must be tough to walk that line of being like, look, man, like you're trying to do this, but like it really should be this way. Because the thing is with like music, certain songs, like music has a natural flow. It's like almost like sometimes it's like math. Like if the math doesn't line up, the equation is wrong. And that's kind of where engineer meets producer, where it's like, no, we need to change the structure of this song, or we need to do that. Like mixing is just, oh, you've got this song down, it's recorded, let me mix it. He kind of does both, and he's really, really good at it. I think it's a good example of, is it worth getting, what does a good engineer entail? Is it worth it for me? I think if you're at the point where you kind of understand where your music business is at and you're looking to say, how can I take my product to the next level? If you aren't looking at a professional engineer, that might be the next way to go. Maybe the casual listener doesn't see the difference in the file, but people in the industry do. People who know what they're doing do. And if that great mix can take a song from a B+ to an A-, that could change your career, really. But all right, lots of talking from me again. What do you want to leave them with?
I thought that was a good ending point. I've got nothing to add to that. You've done it more than I have. And I mean, I guess if any artist is suspicious, that's not the word I want. If they're questioning the skeptical, that's it. If you think that you can do it the best, you can't, and you should at least give someone else a try, even if it's just once. And even if you think you were just as good, other people won't agree. Like Aaron said, you get so involved with that song, you're into it too much. You can love a song because you put so much time and effort into it. There's a lot of psychology out there based on anything. If you put time and effort into anything, you're going to support that and defend that thing more than another person would. You'd be more hesitant to make changes to that thing. Elliot and I talk a lot about even just radio edits, asking people to cut down an intro, and people don't want to because they're obsessed with it. But ultimately, if it's someone else needs to come in and tell you that, or else you won't be able to take that next step. And if you ever do find a manager or label who wants to work with you, they're not going to want to work with you for long if you're not willing to at least listen to other people's advice.
Right. And I think you can know your song better than anybody, or the idea of your song. I think a lot of musicians might be like, well, I know my idea better than anybody. True. But this engineer, a good engineer, will likely know how to make your idea sound the best it possibly can. And a good engineer doesn't necessarily go in and fuck around with the structure of your song or the words. They just want to make sure that the beat and the words go together and sounds good on a phone and a computer and your headphones and a car. It's very important. And I mean, he's top of the line, and he's like $250, I think, for like a mix and a master.
I'm sure it's more now.
It might be more now, but when I was doing it, it was like $200, and he's top of the line. So get like you can get a B+ engineer for $150. I'm telling you right now, your money is better spent on getting 8 great sounding songs over 15 that you did on your own. I'm telling you, I did it myself. I had to swallow that like little bit. I don't even know if it was pride. I was just caught in my ways. I thought I was doing the right thing, but there are like, as the musician, it's great if you can mix and master your own stuff, but like really, like as the musician, like you want to be the creative. You want to be making the song, not spending your hours editing it.
Like you said at the beginning, it's not about getting them to listen once. It's getting them to listen a second time. And you can market the hell of a song, but if it's not good and it could have been better, it can be good, but it can be better. And for example, if someone hears it in their car compared to their headphones the first time and it's not impressive, they're not going to give it a chance on their headphones. Or if they hear it on their headphones, like, ooh, let me hear this in my car and let me hear it. And it is off. That's it. You've pretty much sunk your marketing money and just wasted it because you got those ears on it, but they didn't give it that second opportunity.
Well, you just said something key where it's like, oh yeah, it's good, but it could have sounded better. That's what irritates me now, because I listened to records that I did back 5 years ago now. And knowing what I know now, I know they could have sounded so much better. And I wasn't thinking about, well, my fans, the people I have already, they don't care. They like me. They see the idea. I wasn't thinking of what if this song finds somebody in Chicago that doesn't know me for the very first time. What are they going to think? What is a record label? What if the president of Interscope happens to hear this song and they can tell that I recorded it in my basement using GarageBand with a mic like this? Even the thing is, there's a point, right? Okay, you can see the talent, no doubt, but like the quality of the product is so important. I don't care how good your logo is on that hoodie. If that hoodie fits weird or it shrinks after the first time, I don't care how good the logo looks. It's kind of similar.
I agree.
Okay, so if you are interested in learning more about this, subscribe to our YouTube channel, find us on Instagram, and sign up for our newsletter so you can get more information about this. Follow Aaron Mattis Mixing on Instagram and reach out to aaronmattismixing.com so you can find a professional audio engineer, or I'm sure he'll give you some pointers as well. But yeah, I think this was a great podcast, definitely worth us coming on late and getting a beer or two, talking to a professional audio engineer over at Atlantic Records in Los Angeles. My name is Elliot. That's James. This has been the Business of Music podcast.